So I think in the last 10 years, we've seen an increase in conflicts. We've seen sort of a crisis of multilateralism. We've seen attacks on norms and rules of international law and human rights law. And I think the instruments that we have to control and regulate the conventional arms trade are needed now more than ever. But these mechanisms are really under attack.
La paz y la seguridad son condiciones básicas para el goce y ejercicio de los derechos humanos. En sociedades en que la violencia viene de la mano con el uso de armas de fuego, estos derechos se ven gravemente limitados. No solo cobran vidas o afectan gravemente la integridad física y psíquica de las personas, sino que impactan en la convivencia de comunidades, en el derecho a gozar de los bienes comunes y de los espacios públicos.
We need the international community to recognize for once and for all the danger that corruption in the defense and security sectors can have on human lives, on sustainable development, and on ensuring peaceful and just societies.
We know that in the world, 91% of people who died through small arms in 2021 were men, and 8% were women.
When we know there's been a situation of domestic violence or there's a risk of conflict-related sexual violence, do we have measures that allow us to remove the firearm from a potential perpetrator? One of the important things when we look at small arms control is that we begin to shift a little bit from looking at just the small arm itself to beginning to explore some of the human dimensions to small arms control. Are people trying to acquire weapons to protect their livelihood? That might be an illicit livelihood, but they might not have other options. Are they trying to protect their land because there's been climate change? Are they trying to assert control over other people because of inequalities or because of gender inequality?
Emotions are very important because they directly affect our behaviors and decisions. They are basically a part of our daily life, and they help us know what's wrong from what's right. This is why emotions are a key entry point to understanding why people pick up arms or resort to armed violence in different circumstances.
It has been proven that women, are great agents for bringing peace. There are many research done back in the day on peacekeeping and peace building and the role that many women play during peace negotiations, for instance. And I think that sometimes in our field we don't see that potential, right? And so many of the things that we have as civil society been trying to raise awareness is that it's not only the number of women that we need in the room, it's the role of women, in that room. Are they the ones speaking up? Are they the ones, setting up the agenda? Because that's the meaningful participation of women that we all want. We just don't want the woman to be part of the number.
One thing that I think is necessary is that we harness technology and innovation. And it's innovation not only around technology, but also around ideas, and looking at innovative ideas and solutions to overcome many of the problems that we face.
Transparency International's Government Defense Integrity Index allows arms exporters to assess the risk of corruption in the defense institutions of countries they are selling to before they do business with such parties. The index is a resource we continue to expand and develop, contributing towards realizing the sustainable development goals all countries have signed up to.
Our job as a civil society that we need to be engaged more. If we do not do, who will do it, right? So even now it's difficult. Even though there are challenges, we can still do it by, of course, raising awareness, pressurizing the state parties, and convincing the signatory states that you have to come on board, and there's no vested interest but only to save lives by regulating dams.
We have a lot of work to do, and these agreements are needed now more than ever. Looking for the synergies between these agreements, looking for ways in which we can hold states accountable to fulfill their obligations will be really essential in the coming decade.